and welcome to our town. If you're anything like I am, this winter has really gotten me down. I've turned into a real bear in hibernation, and I've been looking for something exciting to do. We're going to take a commercial break, and then we're going to come back, and I'm going to share with you some exciting times that I found taking place here in the greater Waterville area. We'll be back in a minute.
In 1903, Martin Keyes built a machine that would shape pulp by using a mold. After months of testing, Martin broke ground for a new manufacturing plant, the Keyes Fiber Company in Waterville. Through teamwork and communication, it grew into the world's largest pulp molding plant. In 1994, our name changed to the Chinette Company, but our mission hasn't changed. Past, present, and future, Chinette's molded fiber processes produce premium disposable products. The Chinette Company, a member of the Van Leer Group.
And listen, thank you very much for being here.
Well, thanks for inviting me.
We hope to see all of you at the Chocolate Fest in Fairfield on February 10th. And we're going to take a break now, and then we will be back with Rick Foster from the Waterville Opera House. Thanks. Welcome back. We're here now with Rick Foster, who is the president of the Board of Trustees for the Waterville Opera House. Rick, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
I think you have a list of events coming up that'll be just what the doctor ordered for those of us that have the winter humdrums or whatever you want to call them. But first, I'd like to talk a little bit about the Waterville Opera House. We've been taping some of our shows here recently. We've enjoyed being here, and thank you for having us. But I think that out in the public, there's a bit of misconception. There's been some publicity about the arts, and I think a lot of people are assuming that the Waterville Opera House is connected with some of the other problems that are going on. And we don't want people to think that there's not going to be an opera house or an opera house association. So can we talk about that a little bit?
Oh, we certainly can. You're right, there's a lot of confusion out there. There are many arts organizations in Waterville and the Waterville area, and most of them are on solid ground. The Waterville Performing Arts Center has been having some financial problems. We hope they can take care of those, but they're really not affecting the rest of the organizations all that much. The publicity is, people don't understand that it is one organization that is in trouble and not everyone.
Right.
It is not the Waterville Opera House. The Opera House is in fine shape. We are going great guns. We have more of our season left this year. Great shows coming up. As a matter of fact, in the next 3 months, there's over 20 events going on here at the Opera House. So there are plenty of things going on.
Lots of things to get us out of the house,
That's right.
what you're telling me.
It's time to come out and play.
It is.
We're having a great time down here, and we wish more people would come down and join us.
Explain to me, if you would, because I tend to get a little confused, too. The Opera House Association oversees the activities that take place within the Opera House. Is that correct?
Yes. The Opera House Association manages the Opera House. We have a lease with the city. We've been leasing the Opera House from the city for over 20 years now. We've been involved with most of the renovations that have gone on here. Between the city and the Opera House, we've put almost $1 million worth of renovations in the facility over the last 20 years.
And it's beautiful, as people can see. It's just a beautiful facility here.
It's the most comfortable seats in the world.
Yes, they are. They are. You know, now, does the Opera House Association have its own theater group, or do you book groups to come in and do the entertainment, the plays, whatever's taking place?
Yes.
Both. I know you have your own theater group, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
FP Productions is my own theater company. There's also Last Laugh Theater Company here in Waterville.
And is that with J.P. Devine, right?
And Act Two, which is a committee of the Opera House. It is the Opera House's production group.
I see.
Right now, they are in a reorganization state, doing more of education than production. There seem to have been, at the beginning of the year, things have changed considerably in the last couple of months. At the beginning of the year, there were a lot of theater productions in the planning, a lot of theater groups doing things, and the Opera House decided that it would be better to get into some of the education stuff, train people to be actors, train people to be directors, train people to be technical people.
Oh, what a good idea.
The sound, the costumes, the makeup, things like that. We always have a problem finding enough of those people whenever we do a show. And we thought it would be good if we could get some courses going, some workshops going. We have some plans. I've been discussing it with Jim Thurston from Colby College Performing Arts, and we have plans to do 5 workshops in each of the disciplines of the theater.
Wonderful. Now, would the instructors be coming in from Colby?
Some of the instructors will come from Colby. They have, one of the things that we're planning is a costume workshop, and Colby has a professional costumer that will be working on their show this year, and they've allowed us to incorporate that professional costumer into our workshop. So we'll be getting some good training from some very professional people at a very low cost.
Wonderful. That's great. So you have Act 2, you have Last Laugh Theater, and you have the
FP Productions.
FP Productions. Now, you also bring in groups from out of town.
Yes, we do.
That rent space.
The Opera House brings in, we call it our presenting side, where we hire organizations, groups, to come in and perform a variety of different things, all kinds of shows.
Well, that's great. Let's talk a little bit. You mentioned to me that the Opera House was first built in what year?
1902. It was completed in 1902, right around the turn of the century.
And what was it used for at that time?
It was more a town meeting place, vaudeville productions, traveling shows, anything that would have been making the circuit around the United States would come here also. They used to have the train service, of course, from Augusta and all that. People from Augusta used to take the trains to come here to see shows that were going on.
That's great. You know what? I have to interrupt us just for a minute. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. We'll pick up on this topic, and then we have to hear the list of events because we have to get out of the house.
Okay.
Thanks, Rick. We'll be back in a minute.
In 1903, Martin Keyes built a machine that would shape pulp by using a mold. After months of testing, Martin broke ground for a new manufacturing plant, the Keyes Fiber Company in Waterville. Through teamwork and communication, it grew into the world's largest pulp molding plant. In 1994, our name changed to the Chinette Company, but our mission hasn't changed. Past, present, and future, Chinette's molded fiber processes produce premium disposable products. The Chinette Company, a member of the Van Leer Group.
Don't miss Money Talk, the area's free financial advice show, hosted by Nina Mendel, CFP of Howe Mendel & Associates Incorporated. Nina interviews interesting guests, and you get advice on finances and investing. There are many challenges ahead for you, and you need the helpful advice of investment counselors with many years' experience. Money Talk, every Thursday at 8 p.m., Friday at 9 a.m. on Channel 35, presented by Howe Mendel & Associates, Key Plaza, downtown Augusta.
Why would anybody give someone they don't know a gift? They do it because this gift saves lives. And the need for it is desperate. We need over 20,000 people to give this precious gift every day. Please give blood. There's a life to be saved right now. Call the American Red Cross at 1-800-GIVE-LIFE.
Welcome back to the Waterville Opera House with Rick Foster. Rick, I stopped you in the middle of my question in regards to a little bit of background on the Opera House, and I really want to know that, but we're running short on time, and I want to know the events first.
Okay.
So let's do the events, and then we'll go back to our question if there's time. Tell me a little bit about this Super Saturday series that we're hearing about.
Okay, the Super Saturday series was conceived a couple years ago as a low-cost way to get families to come to the Opera House. It's a series of Saturday afternoon shows. We do it at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The tickets are $5 and $3.
Can't beat that.
It's very subsidized. The Waterville In-Town Business Association has given us a grant to help us promote it, and the reception has been very good. The crowds have been getting bigger each time we do one of the shows. It's very professional organizations that we're hiring to come in and do these things. It's the same organizations that we would hire for nighttime shows.
Now, what will we be seeing in the upcoming Saturdays with the Super Saturday series?
The next one we have is coming up on February 24th, and that's our Young People's Theater Workshop, which is actually an in-house production. We have a workshop that starts, it started last weekend, as a matter of fact, on Saturday. Goes for 6 Saturdays. The kids come from 9 to noon every Saturday morning. They have an hour and a half of acting and improvisation lessons, and they have an hour and a half of some of the other disciplines of the theater, the costuming, the sets. They get to build a little bit of the sets. They get to create some of their own costumes. They get to work on the lights a little bit. At the end of that 6 weeks, in the 7th week, which is school vacation, they come on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, put together a show that is done on Saturday afternoon. And
Isn't that great?
It's not an original production, but it's very close. We take some fairy tales and add parts so that all the kids get a chance to have a speaking part in the show. So some of the stuff is written specifically for our event. And it's just a good time. The kids get a very good
So not only
education.
do we bring our children at an inexpensive fee to see a show, but chances are they're going to see a lot of their friends up here on the stage performing.
There are 25 students in the workshop, and they're all local students.
Oh, that's
They're
great.
all in I think it's 3rd through 7th grade, I believe.
Great. So we'll mark our calendars for the 24th.
24th of February.
What else is coming up?
In March, our Super Saturday series is the Starboard Puppet Theater, and they'll be coming in and doing a puppet show on that Saturday afternoon. In the morning, we are having a workshop where the puppet people will be teaching kids how to make puppets.
Oh.
And they can sign up and come to the workshop, learn how to make puppets, and then get to stay to see the show in the afternoon.
We talk about these workshops. Are they expensive?
No, I think the most any one of our workshops costs is $10.
Oh, that's not bad
We
at
try to
all.
keep them very reasonable.
What a great opportunity for our kids in the area, too.
Yes, it is. They're getting
Now, what do you have for us as adults in the evening coming up?
all kinds of stuff. We have Steve Love's New York Express Roller Dance Show, which is exactly what it says. It's roller skates.
Here on this
On
stage?
this stage. There's a troupe of about 10 people. They are incredible skaters. We saw them at a conference in New York 2 weeks ago, and they're absolutely incredible. And they will be doing all kinds of things, from ballet to jazz to
Amazing.
just amazing dancing, swing, everything. It's fantastic.
That we've
show.
got to see. What's the date on
Very
that?
excited. That's February 3rd.
I caught you off guard.
Yes, you did.
February 3rd. That's this coming Saturday.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes, day after tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. We'll have to remember that for sure. What else?
Also, in March, the Hospice Volunteers of Waterville are bringing Devon Square to the stage.
Now, was that done here last year, too?
It's been 2 years since they've been here.
2 years.
The last time they were here was on New Year's Eve 2 years ago.
That's right. I remember.
We have the U.S. Navy Sea Chanters Chorus is coming in March. We have a theatrical production of If You Give a Mouse a Cookie coming in March. That's for both adults and children. We have a show that schools will be bringing the children in during the day to see the show, as well as the performance at night.
That's one of the wonderful things about the Opera House. So often the children bring home their little permission slips, and we find that they're coming over here to the Opera House from the local schools.
For the Martin Luther King celebration that we had, we just brought in 1,600 school children.
I was really impressed with that,
It was a
to
wonderful.
hear the numbers of
Great.
kids. there.
Over 2,000 people saw that show here.
That's because, you know, we still have kids in the community that can't attend
Yes.
activities that are going on
That's
here
one
at the
of
Opera
the
House.
missions of the Opera House, is to make the experience affordable and available to everybody.
Yeah, how fortunate we are to have you here.
We also have the Atlantic Clarion Steel Drum Band is coming back to see us in April. They were here 2 years ago also, and everybody loved them. They will also be doing a workshop on Saturday morning that people can sign up to learn how to play the steel drums.
No kidding.
And Carl Chase, who is in charge of it, guarantees me that anybody can learn to play the steel drums.
Well, we'll have to see. We'll see about that. He hasn't met me.
And also in April, we have Chicago City Limits, which is an improv group from New York. We also saw those guys while we were at the conference in New York, and they are hilarious, absolutely hilarious.
And what's the date of them?
The Chicago City Limits is April 27th.
April 27th. So we have a lot that we can do between now and the end of April.
There are other things also. Maine State Ballet is coming back in April to do a show. The U.S. Air Force Band will be here in April. There are a whole bunch of things still to come.
Well, I think it's great. You people are doing a good job bringing a lot of talented people to the community and helping local talent to display.
The community is very fortunate to have a facility like this to be able to do that in.
And an absolutely beautiful facility. Like I said, I'm sure everyone can see it in the background. I can't get back to the information on the Opera House, though, so we'll have to do it again another time because we're running out of time now. But, Rick, thanks for being here. Thanks for providing us with entertainment to get us through this cold, cold winter. Thank you, all of you, for joining us this week. We hope to see you back next week. And if you have any questions, comments, ideas for the show, please feel free to contact me through State Cable TV. Thanks again. Bye-bye.
This program is made possible in part by the Chinet Company. Produces